Hey guys, my name is Moon and welcome back for more Umineko When They Cry, episode number 7. So last time we had a talk with Maria, conversation with her about Beatrice. So this time around, I guess we're going to be talking with Jessica. So let us continue and let's see what happens.
次期当主様のせいでお見苦しいとこを見せちゃって。
Successor 様。
あざになってねえか。あいつマジで容赦ね
え。ジェシカ、何か言ったかい？
何ももう十分懲りたって。
Leon, who had apparently been chatting with the adult siblings, spun around with a smile and stared at Jessica. It looks like the older siblings are firmly in control around here.
あいつその上地獄耳だな。ようやくリオンってやつが理解できてきた。
そう。昔から妙に勘が良くって。その上ほら、大人受けが妙にいいし。私は家でも学校でも比べられてる。
そういえば、リオンは中学も高校も生徒会長だったね。
All student council president during both middle school and high school.
バドミントンの部長もやってたよね。
So pretty much Leon was perfect, or is perfect.
行く先々でリオンと比較されてひでえ目にあったというわけだ。
私は中学に入って行ったぜ。その時はもう副会長やってた。来年は生徒会長になる気だろう。私の肩身が狭くなるからやめてくれって。でも翌年にちゃっかり立候補して当選しちゃいやがった。高校でもそう。今度こそやめてくれって言ったのに、その時点でもまた副会長で。また3年になるのと同時に会長になりやがった。父さんはちやほや。母さんはあなたも妹として恥ずかしくないよう頑張りなさいってチク。
So she was always being compared to Leon, I guess.
でも、そんなリオンの妹であることを誇りにも思ってるんでしょ？
別にそんなこと思ったことはねえぜ。全然ねえぜ。
上が完璧だと息も詰まら。
It can be tough to be compared against perfection. True.
だが、他人は他人、お前はお前だ。何も萎縮することはない。お前のしたいように精一杯好きにしたらいい。
もちろん。でも母さんたちは後宮リオンの妹として恥ずかしくないよう後を引き継げってうるさい。生徒会に入れだの、バドミントンやれだの。
軽音楽はやっていないのか？
それは秘密ないっしょ。
Apparently, she's keeping it a secret from her family. Interesting. People tend to blame things on their family and how they were raised. But this Jessica girl always likes doing the same thing, even in a different world and a different family. It's admirable that she has such true and constant interest in something.
俺は好きだぞ。ペッタンとか、スイーツとか。
Dokyun, petan. Nothing wrong with the extraordinarily accomplished sort, like Leon, but kids who act their age do have their charms.
そういう生き方が一番だ。謳歌しろ、青春を。
そりゃどうも。
Apparently, no one had ever told Jessica that they approved of how she lived. And the direct way Will had put it made her turn red and hang her head in embarrassment.
今度はお前たちに話が聞きたい。
さっきマリアちゃんとしていた？
そうだ。ベアトリーチェについて知っていることを聞きたい。
マリアちゃんはオカルトや魔女のことが大好きだからね。彼女にとってベアトリーチェはアニメのヒロインと同じ憧れの存在なんだよ。何か些細なことがあるたびにそれを魔女の魔法によるいたずらだと信じてる。
お前は大人だな。そしてそうは思ってもマリアには絶対に言わないところも大人だ。
当然さ。子供の夢は子供の時にしか見られない。その貴重な経験を尊重するのが大人の仕事だと思ってるよ。
お前とは話が合いそうだ。
George's position was that Beatrice was nothing more than a fairy tale. However, the phrase respecting a child's dreams is the adult thing to do, and that might be worthy of further scrutiny. When she got candy from Beatrice by magic, Maria probably got excited and told George and the others. Then the adults followed his lead and actively supported that story as adults should. However, we can conceive of a similar situation coming up besides an adult interacting with a child. For example, what about a subordinate interacting with a superior? If Kinzo, tyrant of the Oshinomiya family, claimed that Beatrice existed and had revived, perhaps the other members of the family would actively support that story as his subordinates should. Though Beatrice only appeared directly in front of a limited number of people, it's probably safe to say that the concept of her existence penetrated deeply within the Oshinomiya family, even among those who had never seen her. However, no matter how deeply that concept penetrated, she was only viewed as a sort of a fairy tale character. It would be necessary to transform the concept of that character from an imaginary fairy tale into reality. So a person attempting to do this would need to perform acts that no one could explain without magic. These acts were the witch incidents, starting with the window opening pranks played by Beato the Elder, and ending with the closed room murders. Beato the Elder talked about this, saying that the anti-magic power filling the mansion should be weakened bit by bit, the more she made her existence known. Beatrice, why were you willing to go so far to make everyone besides you accept your existence? Because of that fiction will become the truth if everyone acknowledges it. Because at that moment, that being called Beatrice will be acknowledged and will become human. In that case, until Beatrice is acknowledged by all people, she's less than human. She's furniture. Why would furniture want to become human? It seemed to remember this being a theme in the previous game. It's because they want to gain a right. Furniture cannot, for love. Probably love, right? So they try to become a human because they want the right to love. It's extremely simple. After all, it's directly connected to the reason Chick Beato was born in the first place.
なるほどな。分かってはいるが複雑だ。
Yeah, you can't neglect the heart.
ベアトリーチェの葬儀に参加しておいてこんなことを言うのも申し訳ないけれど、僕も説明できるほどベアトリーチェという人物のことに詳しくないんです。申し訳ない。その話はここに住んでるジェシカちゃんの方が僕よりももう少しは詳しいかもしれない。そういえばジェシカちゃん、こちらの方を紹介したっけ？
いや、実はまだ。お客様がいらしてるってのに、尻ばっかつねるどっかの誰かのせいで、きちんと挨拶もできなかったぜ。
A bit late, Jessica looked embarrassed for acting rudely in front of an unfamiliar guest. She cleared her throat and made a beautiful bow that didn't fit well with her normal attitude. She even lifted the corners of her skirt in a curtsy.
はじめまして。 ジェシカと申します。本日は後宮家へようこそ。いや、お日柄もよく、
ウィラードだ。ウィルと呼べ。
Call me Will. Jessica's greeting had been of the old-fashioned sort, so Will also treated her like an old-fashioned lady. Bending down on one knee, taking Jessica's right hand and kissing it. She's gonna be blushing for sure. Not expecting her greeting to be returned in such an old-fashioned, informal way, Jessica turned red and was unable to speak. Is she gonna have a crush on him now? However, Will had returned the greeting in what he thought was a perfectly serious way. So he didn't understand what was making Jessica's face glow.
何かおかしいことをしたか？
いや、全然、
お前の知っているベアトリーチェの話が聞きたい。
A sparkle leaked around the edges of Will's right hand, which was grasping Jessica's hand. Ah, here we go. Looks like the theater-going power is having its effect on Jessica. Didn't mean for that to happen. Oh well.
ベアトリーチェのことだっけ？話してもいいけど、約束してくれる？絶対に笑わないって。今にして思うと、きっと寝ぼけてたんだと思うから。
お前は何を知っている？笑わない。聞かせろ。
いいよ。どこから話そうかな。
To me, the Golden Witch Beatrice is sort of like one of the 7 mysteries of the Oshinomiya family. You've heard of those, right? Almost all schools have a set of tall tales or ghost stories that get passed down. Like on some days, the piano in the music room will start playing by itself, or the skeleton in the science room dances around at night. Everyone's heard of them. But of course, that doesn't mean they believe in them. The stories about Beatrice were the same. It was just one of those strange tales about our way too big mansion. The servants would sometimes talk about seeing things during their night patrols. Sometimes I felt a bit annoyed about them turning my home into a place for ghost stories, but I didn't pay it any more attention than that. That's how little it mattered to me. So during my normal everyday life, I would completely forget about the name Beatrice. Of course, when the huge portrait was first hung, it definitely felt creepy. Even I tried not to meet her eyes after dark, so it's no surprise that the servants found it eerie. But that only lasted for a short while. But yeah, look at that painting though, it's massive. Yeah, it's massive. We all walked by the portrait every day. We gradually got used to it and eventually bored of it. I didn't really care anymore about the portrait of the mistress from grandfather's delusions.
だろうな。年に何度も来ない親戚連中ならともかく。
そういうこと。だから、親族会議になると、親戚たちが必ず肖像画の前で、決まってベアトリーチェの話をする。だから、定期的に思い出させられるのさ。
また遊びに来たよ。また新しい魔法を書いたの。後で見てね。
マリアちゃんは本当にベアトリーチェが好きだな。おじいさまが肖像画を掲げて以来大喜びみたいだ。
あれ、エンジェは？
キリエおばさんと薬を飲みに戻ったよ。
エンジェは本当に体が弱えな。バートラとは大違いだぜ。
緊張すると体調を崩すタイプなんだよ。僕も昔は遠足の日や映画の日なんかに限って体調を崩したりしたもんさ。
それに比べたらマリアはタフだぜ。新島からこっちに来るまでの間、ずっとベアトリーチェの話三昧さ。ここしばらくずっとだけど、ちょっと行き過ぎだよな。
いいんじゃないかな。子供の想像遊びだよ。ジェシカちゃんは子供がサンタクロースに会ったことがあるって言い出したら嘘だって言っちゃうのかい？
まあそこまでは言わねえけどさ。
Maria kept talking to the portrait as though it was an old friend. She promised to play with it later as if she was talking to a living human. George, a man, seemed to think that this behavior from a younger member of the opposite sex was cute. But to be perfectly frank, Jessica, who was the same sex as Maria, found this behavior a bit unpleasant, even though she realized that she was dealing with a younger girl. At one time, even I was fascinated by anime heroines and other fictional characters. However, Maria's behavior seems to signify something more direct than mere fascination. Okay, it's something more definite and more vivid. Am I the only one who notices something odd about her? I'll bet the others all notice too, but try to ignore it because of that adult dignity George Nissan is always talking about.
申し訳ないね、諸君。当主様は高尚な研究で大変お忙しい。
The head is quite busy.
昼は書斎で取られると仰せだ。
Until a second ago, Kinzo's children had been complaining that eating lunch with her father would give them indigestion. Okay. But now they knew he wasn't coming, they started grumbling about how he should at least spare the time to come down during the annual family conference.
それでは皆様、ランチを始めさせていただきます。遠方よりお集まりの皆様をおもてなしできるよう、この号だ。
Oh, here comes Goda.
腕によりをかけてご用意させていただきました。
No one's stomach would fail to rumble after hearing that from the great chef Goda. The great chef Goda. By the time the splendid dishes were laid out, everyone had stopped talking. It was now Angie's absence that was being discussed. Apparently, her stomach ache had gotten so bad that both she and Kyrie couldn't make it to lunch. Also, Angie was also here. Okay. But they couldn't go to lunch.
かわいそうに。ゴーダ、後でキリエさんに相談してお粥のようなものを用意するように。
ああ、気を利かせてくれてありがとう。 本当にすまねえな。どうも緊張に弱い子みたいでな。
幼いうちはそんなもんや。吐いたりしないだけ可愛いもんやで。
ジョージはよく吐いたわね。昔は本当に病弱だったのよ。ねえ。
昔の話は許してよ。食事時にする話じゃないよ。
おお。エンジェかわいそう。こんな美味しいご飯なのに食べられない？
かわいそうにな。元気になったら、その分いっぱい遊んであげようぜ。
ダメ。マリアとは遊べない。
なんだよ。どうして？
だってマリアはベアトリーチェと遊ぶんだもん。
Suddenly the music turned scary.
だからエンジェとは遊べない。
ベアトリーチェと遊ぶって。またどっかに一人で行って、ぶつくさ独り言言いながら本を読んでるだけだろ？
Jessica slightly regretted that she hadn't been more tactful. However, she couldn't wipe that uncomfortable feeling she got every time Maria talked about Beatrice. Then that feeling slipped out through her words.
一人じゃないよ。ベアとも一緒だもん。
Maria may be young, but she does know how to read a person's tone. She immediately burst out in anger, drawing the attention of everyone in the room. Normally, Rosa would have stopped her at this point. However, she happened to have gone to the bathroom at that moment. So there was no one to calm Maria down.
ジェシカはかわいそうだね。毒素の塊だもの。ベアとはまだまだ魔力が弱いから、ジェシカの前になんか現れたら焼き散らされてしまう。でもね、いつかきっとジェシカの前にも現れてくれるよ。誰の前にも。そして黄金鏡の扉を開いてもらうの。でも招かれるかわからないね。だけどマリアだけは連れて行ってもらえるの、黄金鏡に。でも、ジェシカはダメだよ、ジェシカはダメ。ベアトリーチェのことをバカにする、無知猛昧愚昧曖昧、愚かも極まれりの汚らしい毒素まみれの人間風情。
ベアトリーチェのことをバカにされた時のマリアと来たら、まるで別人さ。
マリア二重人格説なんてのもあったな。
二重人格。ああ、そいつは多分ぴったりな表現だろうな。あるいはそれがマリアにとっての理想の人格だったのかもしれない。
Multiple personalities.
自分のなりたいもう一人の自分を生み出すの話か。
なんで私のモットーを知ってんだよ。
難しく考えるな。頭痛になら。
It was something Jessica once told Canon. She had been talking about how anyone can create another self in the image of the person they want to be. I think we heard those words somewhere near the beginning of the second game. Oh yeah, this was in the second episode, if I'm correct. Yeah. Technically in the very start. I mean, it says here beginning of the second game, but yeah, I did show this when I was doing my thoughts and theories video. Yep, when they were talking about this, Canon and Jessica were talking about this. Now that I think about it, some very interesting stuff's been mentioned since very early on. Yep.
誰だって自分が本当になりたい自分があるんだ。でもなれない。生活やしがらみの中に今の自分がいるからこそ、今の自分を変えるなんてことできやしないんだ。
そうだな。自分を変えるとは環境も変えるということだ。
Changing yourself means changing your environment as well.
それは容易なことじゃね。
True.
だから私は今の自分はそのままに、本当になりたい自分をもう一人生み出すことを思いついたんだ。
両家のお嬢様であることを強いられ、窒息しそうな日々に、お前はなりたい自分を見出した。
だからって家で破天荒はできないさ。
So she does it when, I guess, she's in school. Remember what episode was that? Was it the third episode? But yeah, she would have her music, sing, all that different stuff, right? That she couldn't do at home, I guess.
母さんに怒鳴られるのがオチだぜ。だからそうした。家にいるおとなしく親の言うことを聞く私に加え、本当になりたい私をもう一人生み出したんだ。
家ではおとなしく親の言うことを聞き、表ではやりたいようにやる。正しい生き様だ。胸を張れ。
ありがとう。まあつまりなりたい自分ってのはその気になりゃ案外作り出せるもんなんだよな。マリアも同じなんだろうと思った。
How did she phrase that? A second self. Okay.
興奮してまくし立てるマリアもそうだというのか。
あれこそがマリアのなりたいそう思うことがあるよ。
親族で一番の年少で可愛がられてはいるが、尊
She's
敬されている
adored.
わけではない。
She's adored but not respected. I mean, she's a kid.
何を知っても覚えても、そんなのは親族の誰かが知ってる。マリアに威張れることは何もない。私たちはマリアが何かを覚えるたびに微笑ましく褒めてたつもりだけど、ひょっとしたらそれが彼女を傷つけていたのかもしれない。
マリアは何かの権威になりたかったということか。
It's something that all young boys and girls think when they want to shake off their childhood. It's not a bad feeling when you learn something new and your parents praise you. But when you realize that your parents already knew that thing, it sometimes feels like they're talking down to you. When a kid learns their one-digit times table, their parents will probably praise them. However, inconsiderate parents will sometimes ask mean questions like, then what is 11 times 11? Or what is 16 times 16? Or something similar. If that happens, the kid will lose his feeling of accomplishment and will start to feel as though he could never surpass his parents.
だからマリアが誰も知らないオカルトに関心を持ち、
I mean, I guess when you put it that way, right? No one in the family, like, really talks about or knows about a cult except, yeah, for Kinzo, right? So for Maria, this is something she could be good at. Okay.
その知識を深めていったのは容易に想像できる。
So she has, let's say, something to offer people, yeah.
多分、マリアにとっての理想の自分というのは、みんなに尊敬されるオカルトの権威の自分なんだ。
普段の生活でオカルトの話ばかりしていたら、ローザにぶたれるからな。お前がそうであるように、普段はもう一人の自分を隠している、というわけだ。
私はこんな時のマリアをそうだと思ってる。いや、本当の自分が普段の自分を塗りつぶしてしまったと言うべきかな。私もそういうのちょっと覚えが。 真相の令状に憧れて病弱な自分になれたらいいなと思って、咳する真似ばっかしてたら悪い癖になって。
Wait, what? Wait, didn't she have asthma? Wait, was she pretending the whole time? No, she actually has asthma though, right? Yeah, she actually has it. It doesn't show it. It doesn't show here anymore, but yeah, she has asthma. But I guess she pretends sometimes to have an attack, an asthma attack, right? Yeah, I guess.
咳込めば周りが優しくしてくれるからか。
いや、嫌な話の流れになった時とか、空気悪い時とかに流れを断ち切れるし。
That is interesting though, because yeah, in the other episodes, remember like sometimes, not every time, but sometimes Jessica would have an attack whenever something is happening, right? That's nice to go back to and see if she was pretending or what. Oh, okay.
なるほど。それもまたお前のなりたいもう一人の自分なんだな。
Like honestly, let's say you finish this game, or yeah, this Umineko game, all of it, and then you reread it in the future with all the knowledge that you have. It's, I guess, a nice or a different perspective on how you look at things now, right? That would be nice. Like fully read it. That would be nice.
この話は内緒で頼むぜ。
And then, just what is Maria's other self? An authority on the occult who can out-argue even adults? Or else does it have to do with her relationship with witches? Either way, denying Beatrice in front of Maria is clearly taboo. In her search for something more than her everyday life, Maria found it in Beatrice and inside herself. In that case, is going to the Golden Land with Beatrice Maria's wish?
話が脱線したか。まあそんな感じで、ローザおばさんが戻ってくるまでマリアは癇癪を起こしちゃって、よせばいいのに私も売り言葉に買い言葉で返しちゃって。
ベアトリーチェなどいるわけないと。
そんなとこいるもんなら合わせてみろよって。マリアが大泣きしだした頃にはさすがに失言が過ぎたかと後悔もしたぜ。
それで
親族会議自体は私が一方的にマリアに対しギスギスして終わり。マリアはケロリとしてたよ。一人でどこかに行ってまたベアトリーチェと一緒に遊んでたうんぬんと楽しそうに語ってたから。私を含め誰も頭ごなしに否定したりなんかしない。もうそういうものなんだと思って聞き流して無視してるってのが正解さ。
親族会議の話はそれで終わりなのか。
この話自体はね、私がしたいのはこれが終わって親族がみんな帰ってからの話さ。
Even after the conference ended, I still felt a bit uncomfortable. If Maria had just stayed mad, we would have made up with each other and I could have put it all behind me. But since Maria got over it, it felt like I was the only one unsatisfied.
おや、お嬢様。どうなさいましたか？
ああ、熊沢さんか。
It's you.
いや、別に大したことは。親族のみんなは無事に帰ったかな？
時間通りなら、もう新島の空港に着かれているでしょ。
Well, they went home already.
お嬢様もお疲れ様でございました。
私は何もしてねえぜ。使用人のみんなも本当にお疲れ様。
昨日のマリア様との喧嘩をまだ気にしておられるのですか？
ああ、まあね。
子供の言うことではありませんか。お嬢様ももう高校生なのですから、深く気にすることもないでしょうに。
熊沢さんはマリアのあれ、子供の言うただのザレ言だと思ってる？
ベアトリーチェ様のお話でございますか？
I wonder what Kumasawa is gonna say.
熊沢さんもベアトリーチェ様と来たもんだ。
Beatrice is the name of grandfather's mistress, the person he's still infatuated with. I realized that as a servant, Kumasawa-san can speak of her indiscreetly. I mean, I guess. Still, that's now become the name of the fictitious witch who lives in this mansion. And it's almost natural for people to call her Sama.
ベアトリーチェなんて、私たちが森へ行かないよう大人がでっち上げた階段だぜ。それをいつの間にかマリアが面白がって、本当にいるかのように振る舞い出しやがった。
そんなことを言っては罰が当たりますよ。ベアトリーチェ様はいるのですから。
だからさ、そういうのダメなんだよ、生理的に。ジョージ兄さんの話じゃねえけどさ、サンタなんかいるわけねえとまで騒ぎはしねえぜ。だからって、サンタが本当にいるわけじゃねえ。
それは間違いですよ、お嬢様。
You'll find you're wrong there, my lady. Honestly, it's so creepy when someone says it like that, right? Because yeah, you know, like for Jessica and like the others, they know that this is just a legend, right? And then you hear the servant Kumasawa, the older lady, saying that yeah, she does exist. You'll find you're wrong there, my lady.
間違い？
はい。万物、八百万には神様が宿っておられます。同じように、この島、このお屋敷には、ベアトリーチェ様が宿っておられるのです。神様と同じく、ベアトリーチェ様も敬っていれば、何も害はなしません。
Beatrice-sama will do you no harm if you respect her.
お嬢様の言うように、いないも同然でしょう。しかし、敬いを忘れれば、必ずや罰が当たります。これは何も、ベアトリーチェ様に限ったことではないのですよ。
罰が当たるなんて上等じゃねえか。会えるもんなら会ってみてえぜ。
お嬢様
Like, hey, look at this. They're calling Jessica, or Kumasawa is calling Jessica Ojo-sama, right?
そんな罰当たりではいけませんよ。
Because yeah, for Leon, they would always just call him Successor-sama, or just Leon.
お嬢様。
No one would call him a little bit differently. Okay, so I guess we'll take a break here for now. And yeah, I mean, that was I mean, these talks that we're having with, I guess, with the other people. Like, yeah, for last time, it was for Maria, her just telling us how she met Beatrice, right? And now for Jessica, it's more on talking about another self, right? So yeah, they did say it earlier that it was already mentioned in the beginning when Jessica was talking to Canon about having another self. And yeah, but they're pretty much just bringing it back, especially I guess in the theme of this episode, revealing slowly or little by little the real Beatrice, right? The culprit Beatrice, the third Beatrice. And it's nice, honestly. You can see that they've given you some, I guess, some hints, some tips in the earlier episodes, even in episode number 2, right? That was way too early in the story, but they were giving you hints already about another self, another personality, all that stuff. So yes, I was saying earlier, a second read of this this whole game, this whole story, would be extremely nice to see. Yeah, or to do, I mean. Maybe I'll do that once I finish the whole story. Like take a break, like finish it, and then take a break, and then do a whole reread. And with all the information you have, right? That would be nice. Like, oh, you see this scene. Oh, okay, that's why the scene was like that. You would say it, right? That would be very nice. So anyways, we are gonna continue this and do more of Umineko When They Cry episode 7 in the next one. So I'll just see you then, guys. Bye bye.